We're back in spectacular Liuzhou, China, on the shores of the Liu River for round 3 of the 2015 UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship. Located in Guangxi Province, Liuzhou has become a regular favorite on the Aquabike World Tour, a young, dynamic city teeming with people and energy 24/7. This is a place for the young, as the new generation drives China forward. But historical roots hold strong sway as the country finds a balance between progress and tradition. In Liuzhou, there's something for everyone, from hip young partygoers to those who prefer a life devoted to practicing ancient rituals and ways. Millennia-old traditions and beliefs remain strong here, where beautiful temples dot the city and the countryside. Outside of the city, the landscape is truly spectacular, a river-hewn countryside from which rise iconic karsts that define the lush green landscape of the semi-tropical region of China. The Grand Prix of China is the third and penultimate round of the Aquabike World Circuit Championship, as riders from all over the world pursue the points they need to set them up for the ultimate round in the UAE in December. There are 4 disciplines: the Ski Division GP1, where young talents and seasoned veterans battle it out for the top prize; the Runabout GP1, where the best of the Middle East take on the mighty French; the Ski Ladies GP1, where new talents vie for their first ever world titles; and the freestyle event, with brothers Rock and Nas Floriancic dominating the field. There is also an armada of Chinese talent in all divisions, relishing the chance to take on the best in the world in home waters. The Ski Division GP1 is packed with some of the best riders in the world. The field is dominated by the Prix brothers, Jeremy and Michael, who have between them won every world title since 2010. Defending world champion Jeremy Prix knows he faces one of the strongest fields ever in Liuzhou.
This year we have a very big top pilot, Kevin, Nacho, my brothers. The competition is so hard. I think it's a very good news for our sport.
Jeremy's older brother Michael is hungry to reclaim the world title he last won in 2013 and show his younger brother a thing or two.
Here in China we have all the time trouble with the engine because we have a lot of humidity and it's very hot, so we miss power all the time, maybe 2-3 kilometers. The condition, the weather is very hard to breathe. It's hot and humid. We have a lot of painful here during the race, but it's nice. Here you need speed, and we try doing 2 practice to find a lot of speed, but for sure we miss it against Nacho and Kevin, so we'll try to do best, have a good pole position, try to be on the front, start in the top 5 and be strong all the race.
The Prix will be up against the mighty Kevin Reiterer of Austria, who's fresh off a win in the last round in Castro, Italy. And then, of course, there's the exciting Nacho Armias of Spain, who won round 1 in Qatar. He's proven he can beat the best of them out there. Also in the mix are the likes of Alex Barret of France, Stian Shetline of Norway, and the accomplished veteran Alberto Monti of Italy. Heat 1 is on. Jeremy Prix has pole position after a hard-fought qualifying the previous day with Kevin Reiterer, who is right beside the defending world champion as the 2 lead the field of 15 through the opening sprint, past the 2-hole shots and into the circuit. The Austrian outpaces Jeremy Prix to pull away into the lead as they get around the green hole shot. Behind them in third is Spanish sensation Nacho Armias and 2-time world champion Michael Prix. Reiterer won the last Grand Prix in Castro, Italy, winning Heat 2, and the Austrian is keen to continue his winning streak here in China so he can make up the points difference with Jeremy Prix. But Prix now has Nacho Armias challenging him for second. The 2 go head-to-head, coming out of the alternate slalom course. Armias goes wide, Prix holds on. Kevin Reiterer has already opened a considerable lead over Prix in just the first lap. The Austrian is really putting the pedal to the metal, and Nacho Armillas in third, continuing to give chase to Prix. Further back, Frenchman Alex Prix started at the back of the field after problems in qualifying, and he's trying to make up ground to salvage some points. Ryder has opened a country mile lead over Prix. Oh no, he has a problem. His engine stalls. But he's back up and running before Prix can catch up. Number 81, Xiaowei Wang of China, is getting some valuable experience here, racing with the best of them. Into the final straight, it's Kevin Ryderer. The Austrian produces an intimidating performance to win his second heat in a row in the championship, closing the gap on Jeremy Prix's world standings lead. The defending world champion and world standings leader makes do with runner-up in Heat 1. And Nacho Armillas holds off Michael Prix to claim third spot. Liuzhou has a wild nightlife, and as always, the Aquabike riders were treated to feasting and partying by their Chinese hosts as teams and riders let loose and relaxed after another grueling day on the water. Heat 2 saw rain on the course, hampering visibility. Ryder again stormed out in front as a battle unfolded behind him between Jeremy Prix and Nacho Armillas. The Spaniard got the better of Prix, nudging into second behind Ryderer. Prix knows that he could lose the world standings lead here unless he can win Heat 2, so the pressure is on the Frenchman. Jeremy Prix is chased by his brother Michael Prix in fourth place. Behind the lead riders is a three-way battle between Rafael Morin, Enrique Gomez, and Alex Prix. The rough conditions and poor visibility making everything a little bit more challenging. Enrique Gomez takes a tumble in the big waves as Morin races away from him, but he manages to stay ahead of Prix. Prix closing in on Armillas, looking for his chance in the alternate track as he slaloms side by side with the Spaniard. Armillas coming out of the blue track and back into the course. Jeremy Prix on the inside. Prix comes out in the lead, but Armillas is right beside him. The two go neck and neck, almost colliding, and Armillas regains second position from the Frenchman. Great racing from the Spaniard as he holds off the world champion. But Jeremy Prix is relentless as he mounts another attack on the Spaniard, again in the alternate track. Armillas falls! Big mistake from the Catalan rider. The conditions really taking their toll out there on the riders, and that puts Jeremy Prix into second position. Armillas tries to get his race back on track. Shocking news for Prix. He sees a black flag waving for him, and he's been penalized for cutting a buoy. He can't believe it. What a blow to the Frenchman's hopes. Into the final stretch, it's the perfect weekend for Ryderer. 2 heat wins that catapult him to the top of the world standings. Armillas is both Heat 2 and overall Grand Prix runner-up. Jeremy's brother Michael Prix on the podium with both a Heat 2 and Grand Prix third place finish. Stan Shetline improves on Heat 1 with a best ever fourth place finish, followed by Morgan Prix in fifth and Rafael Morin in 6th, Prix 7th, and Gomez 8th.
Yeah, I'm start 3 and I make a good race, but when I would like pass Nacho, I make a big fault. I cut one buoy 2 times and black flag for me, it's normal. I'm very not happy and I lose the leadership of the World Championship.
It feels amazing. So my first year here and I won it, so I'm really happy. Well, with Jeremy's black flag in last moto, the championship is wide open again. He was basically my biggest threat besides Nacho, and yeah, after the bad finish in Qatar and how it turned out here, I'm pretty confident that we're playing a big role in fighting for the title.
That moves Ryderer to the top of the world standings, 10 points clear of Artemias, with Jeremy Prix dropping back down to 4th, 20 points behind the Austrian. In the ski ladies GP1, a surprise name leads the field after 2 rounds of racing, Emanuele Ortendal of Sweden. She won the Italian Grand Prix in Castro in sensational style, and she goes into China ahead of such heavyweights as defending world champion Jennifer Menard, Estelle Perret of France, Beatriz Courtignal of Portugal, and the round 1 winner from Spain, Sandra Fernandez, as well as the ever-dangerous Kylie Elmers of New Zealand, the consistent Marta Sorrentino, and another talented young Swede, Jonna Borgström. Having won qualifying, Jennifer Menard would start in pole position for Heat 1, and the defending world champion takes charge from the get-go as the ski ladies field sprints toward the hole shot and into the circuit. Behind Menard is Kylie Elmers in second, then Emanuele Ortendal in third, followed by Portugal's Beatriz Courtignal. Problems for Estelle Perret. She won 2 heats early this year, but luck runs out here for the young French rider. Back in the lead, Menard's supremacy continues as she tries to overturn a disappointing first 2 rounds and reassert herself at the top of the world standings. Nearing the end of lap 1, Emanuele Ortendal makes a move on Kylie Elmers, the young Swede overhauling the Kiwi to move into second place and set her sights on Menard, but she has a lot of distance to cover. It's a sad day for Estelle Perret, her chance at a possible world title dashed.
I broke my engine in the front lap. I blocked totally and not start after, so I'm very sad because I was second in the championship, so I'm very sad today.
Behind the 2 lead riders, Beatriz Courtignal overtakes Kylie Elmers. Coming out of the alternate parallel course, Courtignal moves up into third. In second position, Ortendal seems to be losing steam, tiring out there as she goes over. And that moves Courtignal into second position. The Portuguese rider now chasing Menard. Menard is too far ahead of her, and the defending world champion is back in winning form as she nabs Heat 1. Great racing from Jennifer Menard. Beatriz Courtignal is runner-up, and Emanuele Ortendal comes in third. She looks exhausted. In Heat 2, conditions worsened. Menard had pole and used her advantage well as she rocketed away from Courtignal in second place. On the outside, Jonna Borgström outpaces her fellow Swede and friend Emanuele Ortendal to move into third place after a 4th place finish in Heat 1. Up ahead, Courtignal maintains her second position behind Menard. Behind Courtignal, Borgström passed by Ortendal, and then Sandra Fernandez. But nobody's finding any solution to the new and improved Jennifer Menard, who looks more determined than ever to defend her world title. Ortendal in third, trying to overtake Courtignal, gaining on the Portuguese rider, but Courtignal holds on. Entering the last lap, no change in the lead. Menard is poised for a clean sweep in China. What a performance as she takes both heats and the qualifying to become the 2015 China Grand Prix champion. The win brings Menard within just 3 points of Emanuele Ortendal, who remains on top with 110 points heading to the last round in Sharjah.
I'm really happy to win for the second time in China. My mechanical make very good work on my engine, so now I can be fight with for the top of the championships. So I'm really happy for that, and I say thank you Thierry for this.
The The Aquabike Grand Prix of China was part of an annual water festival that coincided with a week of celebration in China, which also included the UIM-F1H2O World Championship, as tens of thousands flocked to the shores of the Liuzhou River to see some of the fastest and most exciting racing on water. In the freestyle, the men who stand head and shoulders above the competition are Rock and Nas Florjancic, Slovenian brothers racing under a Croatian license. While Rock has dominated for years, Nas was a surprise winner of both rounds this year, and he leads the World Championship going into the China Grand Prix. Also in the running is Italian veteran champion Roberto Mariani, who's currently third in the standings, and two Chinese riders, Liuzhou and Ma Yuke. Freestyle skis are stand-ups with modified engines that are capable of producing the kind of power you need to produce the tricks these guys are capable of. The two Chinese riders gave it their best shot out there, more there for the experience than for the competition. Roberto Mariani, a seasoned veteran with multiple Italian and European titles to his name, made a show of it for the locals, showing off some solid combos and also some of his signature moves. Former world champion and defending world runner-up Nas Florjancic wowed the spectators with a splendidly delivered array of 360s, barrel rolls, backflips and 180s, including one-hand and no-hands moves that left the crowd agape. Defending world champion Rock Florjancic went out last for both heats. He started doing things nobody else could do right off the bat, and then he did it some more, and just kept doing it. It was a clean sweep for the Rock.
I was chasing my brother for the points for the championship. He starts to be a tough competitor, and I'm happy that I won today.
Rock wins his first Grand Prix of the year, his brother Nas runner-up, Mariani third. That moves Rock 6 points clear atop the world standings. The Runabout GP1, the big crowd drawer, featuring the fastest, baddest riders in the world. With world standings leader and round 2 Italian Grand Prix winner Khalifa Bel Salah absent, the Middle Eastern contingent would be led by Qatar GP winner Tamer Al Darwish, who would again be joined by fellow Qatari Mohammed Al Haidous. Up against the Qataris is the combined might of France's elite. World rankings leaders Jeremy Perez, defending world champion Teddy Pons, and perhaps the most informed rider in the world right now, Carriage champion Jean-Baptiste Botti of Corsica. In every race he's finished this year, nobody has even come close to him. Also in the running, Sweden's gung-ho Lars Åkerblom, a former world title contender. And don't discount 2013 world champion Yusuf Al Abdul Razak of Kuwait, hungry to reclaim his world title.
This race will, be deciding on how we're going to go for the final race in Sharjah. So basically, we're going to do the best in pole position, and then we're going to, make a plan for tomorrow's heat 1, and again we calculate for heat 2.
Having won pole position the day before, Jean-Baptiste Botti was in prime spot to take command of Heat 1 as a fleet of over 20 riders made their way around the hole shots and into the circuit. Botti sped away from the pack, making the most of his pole position advantage, but behind him was a battle for second between Jeremy Perez and Yusuf Al Abdul Razak. Al Abdul Razak passed Perez on the outside to move into second spot, with Perez giving hard chase. In the alternate track, Botti had opened a considerable lead over the field, continuing the fine form that has already won him 2 races this year. Further down the field, Mohamed Al-Haidous was trying to keep up with the lead riders, with last year's world number 3 Lars Åkerblom of Sweden giving hot pursuit to the Qatari. Further back, Chinese rider Liu Yisheng relishing the chance to race in this World Championship field in front of his home crowd. Behind Liu is his Chinese compatriot Minglu Wang, both riders going strong in the middle of the field. Round 1 winner Tamer Al-Darwish overtook Jeremy Perez to move into third position ahead of the Frenchman and his compatriot Al-Haidous. But Perez is fast. The world rankings leader catches up with Al-Darwish and overtakes the Qatari as the two enter the alternate course. We see Midori break down there from Al-Darwish's onboard. The former world champion is out of the race. Further back, a battle unfolds between defending world champion Teddy Pons and Polish rider Andrzej Wisniewski, last year's world number 5. In fourth place, Al-Darwish has a small hiccup and lets Al-Haidous pass him by before he's up and running again, now back in fifth. In the lead, Botti is so far ahead, he doesn't even look like he's racing anymore. Once again, he makes it look easy, and the Heat 1 victory goes to the charismatic Corsican. Yusuf Al-Abdulrazak also had a comfortable race as he comes in runner-up, Jeremy Perez third, and Al-Haidous fourth, ahead of his fellow Qatari Al-Darwish. Then Åkerblom, Wisniewski, and Pons in eighth. With Heat 1 over, conditions deteriorated drastically as the rain came down and the visibility dropped. But the race went on. Heat 2, Botti again in pole, and again the Frenchman shoots ahead of the field in arrogant fashion. The 2013 world champion, Yusuf Al-Abdulrazak, has a problem as he loses speed. Technical problems coming back to haunt the Kuwaiti. That leaves the field open to Mohamed Al-Haidous, who passes Perez and a troubled Al-Abdulrazak to move into second behind Botti. In the alternate track, Botti opens his lead as he's chased by Al-Haidous, who in turn has Perez on his tail. But Botti has a problem. Botti moves off the circuit and out of the race in just the first lap. That catapults Mohamed Al-Haidous into the lead. The Qatari in prime position to overturn a disappointing year. He's closer than ever to a first heat win. There we see Botti pulling off the course. What a shame. The problems continue through the field as Al-Abdulrazak can't go on. The Kuwaiti ends a 3-heat runner-up run and is out of Heat 2, towed off the course back to the wet pit. Perez is head-to-head with Al-Haidous. It's a very tight-fought battle. Al-Abdulrazak watches on from the sidelines. No changes in the top 3. It's Al-Haidous in the lead, with Jeremy Perez pressing hard on his tail. Then Tamer Al-Darwish in third spot. Further back, 2 world champions, Teddy Pons and Francois Midori, go at it. Midori pushes hard, and he takes a tumble on the turn. Unfortunate for the Frenchman, with just 2 laps to go. Jeremy Perez pushing hard, he goes over the buoy. That will be penalized. White flag indicates final lap. Al-Darwish has problems. That sends Lars Åkerblom into third place in the final lap. The last straight of the race now, Mohamed Al-Haidous takes a memorable win, the second ever heat win for a Qatari. That also means he's the China Grand Prix champion. Jeremy Perez comes in second, and Lars Åkerblom third, Al-Darwish fourth, and not happy about it as he reprimands his ski. Perez gets a lap penalty for missing a buoy, which drops him back to sixth. The overall Grand Prix results, Mohamed Al-Haidous is the Grand Prix of China champion, Åkerblom surprise runner-up, and Al-Darwish gets a third place to perfectly mirror the Heat 2 results. After having won earlier in Heat 1, I had another great start, taking the lead early. But coming around the second hole shot, I felt a vibration in my engine. Turns out it was a busted piston. That just made me lose all power. And I was out of that Heat 2 by lap 1. I was under pressure from a very good field of racers all race. Plus the weather conditions were not so good. but I kept pushing till the end, and it all paid off as I managed to get first place. That moves Tamer Al-Darvish to the top of the world standings on 89 points, 10 points clear of Jeremy Perez in second, and 12 points clear of Botti in third, followed by Al Abdul Razak, Bel Salah, and Al Haydous moving up to sixth. That concludes the Grand Prix of China. See you for the final round in Sharjah.